What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. And as you can see around me, we have some snow. Finally we have some snow. The dogs, they're definitely enjoying it. As you can see, Legion is in the snow looking around. Garrett stole some firewood and he's chomping away. I'm gonna take, hey. But yeah guys, so it's snowing out. We're early, no, like mid-November, and this is the reason why I bought the Jeep. So if you're new to my channel, for the last couple years I've been driving mostly rear-wheel drive vehicles inside the snow. I had my Camaro RS, I had my Jeep Wrangler, which was a two-wheel drive, not a four-wheel drive Jeep Wrangler, and then I have my Dodge Challenger RT, which this year I decided I wanted to have an actual dedicated vehicle that had all-wheel drive. I wanted something a little bit different to drive in the snow, and that's the reason why I bought the lifted Jeep Grand Cherokee that is the project vehicle for the channel. But yeah, as you can see, the Jeep is right there. The Challenger is in the garage, and that's the fiance's Jeep Compass. Yeah, no, but I've honestly done a lot of videos before on the past on the Jeep Compass in the snow, and that thing is honestly, that's a beast in the snow. And even with the Dodge Challenger, I have had, well, with snow tires on, that has performed well in the snow for me. But this year, like I said, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to have an actual dedicated winter vehicle, and that's the reason why I bought this. So yeah, so you're wondering, how did it perform? And let me tell you guys right now, this has performed very well. So this is a 2005. This Jeep Grand Cherokee has the all-wheel drive system. I forgot the exact name for it, but there isn't, like, you can't switch it from 4 high to 4 low or anything like that. All-wheel drive mode, essentially. I know there's a difference, like there's different transmissions and there's different transfer cases. Mine does not have any type of the switches at all. So as you can see, it's like there's no, I believe there's usually like a switch that'll be here, somewhere around here. You can turn it from 4-wheel to 2-wheel drive, and mine is always inside the all-wheel drive mode. And coming from someone who drives rear-wheel drive, you know, mostly, I can immediately tell the difference. Even when there's not snow, I can tell that it's an all-wheel drive because it feels like it's almost crab walking, how all the tires are just gripping up. When you're losing grip, everything just kind of grips up. It's a different feel if you're used to rear-wheel drive, or if you're used to front-wheel drive. Driving inside like an all-wheel drive type system, it does feel a little bit different, but you get used to it. In my case, I have, like I was saying before, I'm used to driving rear-wheel drive vehicles in the snow, so I know how to kind of, you know, when the whole thing's kind of drifting, how you kind of have to have, you know, good throttle input and like your braking and everything. So switching over from that into this, it is a little bit of a adjustment, but it's not too bad. But now here's my thing: my Jeep is lifted up and has bigger tires on it. Now, as you can see, I have the BF Goodrich 255 by 15, and then R17s. These are, you know, decent. These could be a little bit better, but they are decent for what they are. They have some tread left. But my biggest thing was I was a little bit concerned. I didn't know exactly how well these tires would perform inside the snow. Because mostly when it comes down to anything, it really comes down to your tires. It doesn't matter, you have the best, like, all-wheel drive, you know, best, you know, unstoppable vehicle. If your tires are bald, it's not gonna help you out at all. And it doesn't matter if you know, have a rear-wheel drive vehicle, but if you have, you know, snow tires on, you're going to perform a lot better than something that didn't have it on there. So I'm a big, you know, advocate for having the proper tires, because that will honestly make or break any type of situation, especially inside snow. Granted, because when I had my Jeep Wrangler a couple years ago, I did have some more, you know, oversized tires on there, but those tires were less aggressive, if that makes sense. They were less of a off-roading tire, and they were more of like a street tire that looked more off-roading. I believe they were Cooper. I forgot the exact brand, but I'll leave a link in the description to like the video where when I got the tires on the Jeep Wrangler. So just when I first purchased this vehicle, these are the tires that it came with. So I was kind of curious how these were going to perform inside the snow, and I can honestly say, after, you know, driving in like 3 to 4 inches of snow and like fresh snow, they've actually performed pretty well. Pretty much I've been able to grip up almost anywhere. I really haven't like had any issues when coming from a complete stop and then driving forward. I've been pretty good in all that aspects, and honestly I really can't complain. Now, if it was super deep snow, I don't really know how well they will perform, but then again, no, like just like any other vehicle, if it's like, you know, 3 feet of snow, no vehicle is going to really do, you know, the greatest. But the good thing though with my Jeep, since mine is lifted up about 3 inches, it gives me a lot more ground clearance, so I can go over a lot more deeper stuff than someone else. I will say, when the day that it first started snowing out. We didn't plow our driveway because me and my fiance, we both had to go to work in the morning. You know, I was able to make it out of the driveway, no problem. Even her inside her Jeep Compass, she said she had a little bit of problem. She had to go back and forth a couple times, but she was able to get out eventually. But, you know, that goes to show, just because this vehicle has much more ground clearance, I can go over, you know, obstacles easier. Even though I would say her car is also a very well-equipped vehicle for the snow, she did have some issues getting out of the driveway. But the other thing that I do want to mention is, since this vehicle is, you know, it's larger, it's taller, and it's heavier, you do notice the weight. Now, the weight aspect about things is just braking. Now, no matter how good your tires are, no matter how good anything else is, if you hit ice or something like that, you know, good luck to you, because we all brake the same pretty much. I mean, granted, though, some of the vehicles, you know, they're better than others, but my biggest thing with this vehicle is that since it's so heavy, when it's going in one direction, it wants to stay in that direction. So the one thing I do want to say or mention is that while I'm driving, like if there's snow on the ground or something like that, if you had to do a hard stop, it would be, you know, things can get squirrely pretty quickly. I will say the fact that what day was it? The day when it was freshly snowing out. It's always like that first good snowfall. You have to just readjust everything. I swear, it feels like every single year, that first snowfall, I always have an incident where I'm always like, okay, all right, let me relax. Yeah, just coming to I was coming down the one road, going to a stoplight. There was cars in front of me. It was like just a normal 2-lane, you know, type of situation where cars coming this way, we were going that way. There was some couple cars stopped at a stoplight. As I was coming to my stop, I started realizing I was slipping, and I was slipping to the point where I was like, okay. I was in my mind, I was thinking like, do I have an exit strategy? Do I have a bailout plan if I can't stop before I get to the cars in front of me? Luckily enough, I was able to stop eventually, but I mean, granted, I wasn't like that close, but I was probably, let's say, about 10-15 yards away from the other vehicle when I started to slipping, where I noticed that when I pressed on the brakes, I felt the front end start getting loose on me. So I let off of the brakes and got back on the brakes again to slightly try to see if I can grip up and like try to stop the vehicle. I was able to do it eventually, but you know, I was a little bit nervous just because there was cars coming and I couldn't really, you know, avoid the cars at the stoplight because I would have went into the opposite line of traffic, like a median. So I really couldn't bail out that way. I mean, if I really had to, I could have probably bailed out that way. I would have jumped over the curve, but you know, I could have done it. But so that is one thing to, you know, you have to be mindful of, just the fact that this vehicle is heavier. So when you're braking, just gotta be careful. I will say in the Challenger though, the one good thing about that, since it was so low to the ground, it seemed like I had better braking abilities. And since, you know, granted that is a pretty heavy vehicle as well, you know, probably not the best example, but it seemed like I had a little bit better braking power, even with the snow tires on and the weight in the back. I did have pretty good grip, you know, pretty much no matter where I was, coming from a complete stop and then starting. I really didn't have any issues, you know, stopping and starting and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably give that the upper hand when it comes down to braking abilities. But yeah, but overall though, I can't complain. I think this vehicle has done, you know, it's doing its job, it's doing its purpose. You know, I am just driving the heck out of this thing. I'm honestly falling more and more in love with this thing. I love the way it looks. I love the way it drives. I love the way it performs. And if you're thinking about getting like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, these things are such a good buy right now. Like, for how cheap you can get these things for, these are really good, capable vehicles. And so this is mine is a 2005, and the interior is, you know, semi nice. And I was able to buy this vehicle with all the stuff that's already done to it. Mostly, you know, I did a couple small things to it here and there, but for not that much money. Ever since I had my Jeep Wrangler and I sold that, I knew I wanted to get inside another Jeep because honestly, I love them. And yeah, I can't suggest these things, you know, enough. Granted though, I did have some problems with this Jeep, so, you know, there is that. You know, my fiance's Jeep nickname is Beep, this one is Heap, because I did have some problems with it. But you know, if you can get over that though, honestly, I think these things are pretty good, and they are, you know, they do live up to their name. But yeah guys, so that's pretty much what I want to do. I want to give you guys my quick kind of thoughts on the Jeep so far. I love this thing, and right now I actually have to try to like fix, because of my heat, I'm having some issues with my heat right now. I think it's just the actuator once again acting up. I did videos on how to fix the blend door actuator. If you want to look on my channel, you can check that out. You can see it. But with that being said, let me see if I can fix this real quick, because yeah, it's really cold out. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Check out my channel. I do a ton of videos on this 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I've done a ton of videos on my 2017 Dodge Challenger RT, which I'm planning on doing more. Check out my channel. Follow me on Instagram, OmegaGreed, same name as the YouTube channel. Go to the website, geekswithcars.com. And like that, we're out of here. See ya.